Hey guys, it's me Charlie. So today I'm doing a roast pork in the pan, and I'm using salt, some regular salt, and some freshly crushed pepper, and some delicious smelling cumin, and of course for a little color and more taste, some red chili powder. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that this is well cooked all the way through on the outside. I want to get rid of a lot of the fat that's on there, and I want to give it a nice color, nice sear to it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some potatoes and onions and garlic, and I'm going to slow cook this in this pan that I have here. It's like a 5-quart pan. And what I'll do is I'll just slowly cook this, and that way it'll be nice and tender. And I'm going to kind of do like a roasted pork on a stovetop instead of putting it in the oven. So I'll show you guys of the ingredients on the next video. Alright, so what I got here for my ingredients is some fresh peeled corn, and I got some fresh carrots and some Idaho potatoes. What I did with the Idaho potatoes is when you receive them in the bag, you want to use a brand new clean sponge to clean them. And what you do is you just wring them, or put them under the sink water, take a brand new one of these and start to scrub them in your hand very quickly, and you'll notice that they'll come out really nice looking and they'll change color from the original brown that they come in. I also have a bowl of water. This has just a little bit of salt in it, so that way all of the potatoes that I'm going to be cutting up on my cutting board, and the carrots that I'm going to peel and chop up, use this peeler here. It's a very good peeler. I'm just going to chop everything kind of rustic and old-fashioned looking. I'm not going to do that nice clean cuts because I want my pork roast with vegetables to look really good. Forgot to add that I'm going to also put an onion in here, one large onion, so it's going to be about the size of a large fist. So I'll show you this process on the next video. Alright, so what I do is I'm cutting the potato in off angles. That way I can have kind of a rustic look. And you kind of just want to keep on cutting this and rotating the potato. And you can actually keep on changing the way you want to do this when you start to get towards the end. You'll start to get a feel on how these potatoes are going to be cut. So let's start with a new one. So here is a whole potato. And I'm going to cut it on an angle, turn it sideways, cut an angle, sideways, angle. So I'm doing a lot of little strange cuts on here because I don't want them to be perfect. I want them to look very old-fashioned. And I'm going to be doing about 6 large potatoes because I really want a lot of potatoes. I love when you're eating potatoes and they taste so good that you want more, and then there's no more. So I'll show you how I'm going to be doing the carrots next on the next video. Alright, so I got all my potatoes chopped up, and as you can see they're different types of shapes, and they don't look exactly the same, and they're all around the same size, but they still have their skins on them, which I really like the taste of them. I'm going to be doing my carrots next. I'm going to show you how to peel that one, and then I'm going to chop these up into some mini little pieces of corn. I'll probably get 3 out of each one of these, so it's going to be quite a bit. Let me show you real quickly how the roast pork is looking. So I lowered the temperature to a medium, and I got this roasted pork. It's actually a butt, or is it a shoulder? No, it's a butt. And this got some good color to it. It's kind of hard to turn while I'm videoing this, but what I'm trying to do is get a lot of the grease out of this. There we go. So that way I can kind of get rid of some of that grease, because I don't want that much of it, because there is a little bit of fat on here. I'm trying to add some color to this pork roast because I'm going to be adding some water to this, or actually probably going to do some chicken stock, some natural chicken stock. So this ought to be really tasty. Then what I'll do is I'm going to probably add water halfway to the side of the roasted pork, and I want to bring out a slow cook in the roasted pork, and I don't want to fill it up too much with water because I don't want it to not have that much flavor in there. I can keep adding water as I go. So I'll show you that next. on. Alright, so on to my carrots. So what I like to do with my carrots is I like to take them and put them inside of a little strainer here. And I want to do a quick cleanup of the carrots because it's got a little bit of the lines and the ugliness of the carrot. And I just want to make it look nice. This isn't something you have to be perfect at. You just want to get rid of a lot of those lines. Those are the little cracks and crevices that this carrot was in the, it shows that the carrot was in the ground. And once all of these carrots are nicely cleaned up, then I'm going to go ahead and chop off the ends. And I'm also going to do the same thing with these. I'm going to make them look a little bit rustic, and I'm going to do a sloppy chop on it because I don't want them to be perfect. So I'll show you guys on the next video. Right, so I'm done peeling the carrots, and I used my nice peeler here, and I peeled my carrots. I still have to chop off the tops, and I still have this. Now what I normally would do with this is I actually give it to my birds, and what I like to do if I do decide to give it to my birds, I want to use it the same day. I changed the knife also. I want to use this the same day because it's fresh and it's still alive. So this is perfect to give to your birds. If you don't use it the same day, I would recommend for you to store it in a container, an open container like this, and put some water in it and cover it all the way to the top, so that way, all the way to the top of this, so that way this won't dehydrate and turn brown and get ugly on you. So what I do with this is I either chop it up real fine like this, and I feed it to my finches and all my different birds that I have, and button quails, or I just throw it in there, shredded the way you saw it in the very beginning, and I stick it in my compost that I have on my kitchen countertop composter. And what that does is it decays and breaks down inside my little composter. I'll show you guys what that looks like. So let me just grab the camera. So, it's not very bright, but this is my kitchen countertop composter. And what this is, it's like a 10-quart stainless steel pan that you can make a lot of tamales or soups. And I put all of my composting vegetables and eggs and everything else in there to compost, so that way I can give it to my worms. Alright, so let's get back to this. Alright, so now that I've already done that, I'm going to take all of this I want to get as much of this saved from my birds. They will love all of this. Once I pause this video, I'm going to give it to them so they'll have it nice and fresh. Alright, so the next step is, since I'm still cutting carrots, go ahead and use the same cutting board and your favorite knife. Chop off the ends. And once you chop off the ends, then you want to go ahead and do some different size cuts and try to keep them all around the same size. I'm going to go ahead and add this to my potatoes on one side. That way I can get started. And so with these guys here, you'll notice when you go to eat what someone has prepared you and you have these funny cuts, it's a little bit different, and they're like, wow, they put a lot of effort into making a stylish meal, but really they don't know that it's just, you know, some sloppy cuts. So I'm going to do the corn next, and I'll show you how the meat looks before we start adding the chicken stock to it, and then I'll give you some more updates.